Over the past few weeks we've been reporting extensively on the heat waves that have hit large areas of Europe, the United States and parts of Asia. Well now, leading scientists have told the BBC they're concerned by the recent run of new climate records being set, saying the speed and timing of them is unprecedented. Some fear we're already witnessing worst-case scenarios. Georgina Raynaud explains. Sweltering temperatures in Spain and dangerous wildfires in Greece. Millions have struggled through powerful heat waves around the world in recent days. Now scientists are poring over a run of climate records that have not only been broken but smashed, and alarm bells are ringing. It's true to say that the climate models that we have worked do a very good job of predicting the climate system, but in the kind of larger scale. So you know, the fact that we're seeing the world warming because the greenhouse gases is not unexpected, but seeing some of these records being broken, you know, these marine heat waves in the North Atlantic, the severe decrease in Antarctic sea ice was not expected and is something that we're going to have to work to try and understand, and this is why they are worried. For decades the global average temperature has been getting higher and higher. Then in July this year it broke through 17 degrees for the first time. The record for the hottest day on Earth fell not just once but 3 times in a week. And it's not just the land that's hot. The oceans, which take up most of the world's heat, are seeing unprecedented temperatures. The North Atlantic and seas off the UK coast are up to 5 degrees hotter than average, and there's another worrying abnormality. Sea ice in the Antarctic is extremely low for the time of year, 10 lower than usual. We know that the planet is warming because of greenhouse gases pumped into the atmosphere by humans burning oil, coal and gas. The world will also be hotter because of El Niño, a powerful, naturally occurring weather pattern that started in June, but scientists say these records constantly being broken are not yet a sign that the climate is in collapse. They say there is time to use the solutions. We have to keep the planet as livable as possible. Georgina Raynaud, BBC News. Well, in Greece the heat wave there is set to be the longest in Greece's history. That's according to the country's weather institute. It's currently facing its hottest July weekend in 50 years, with temperatures in some areas climbing to 45 Celsius, that's 113 Fahrenheit. Let's go to Greece now and speak to our reporter Azadeh Moshiri. She's in Lagonaisi, which is southeast of Athens. As a day, Celia, it's extremely hot here in Greece. You can tell by the heat around me. If you were here you'd feel it was scorching, and of course you know it's making it even difficult to see you right now. That's how bright the sun is. But while that may be great for the beachgoers behind me, for Greece, a country that has been battling wildfires throughout the week, it's particularly difficult and concerning. Officials are still warning of a high risk of wildfires as they keep battling blazes. Right now that wildfire is focused on the island of Rhodes, and they are warning that the next few days could see the mainland have further flare-ups as well. Now away from the wildfires themselves, for people in the city of Athens, for example, they could be experiencing temperatures in the mid to high 40s for 6 to 7 days more, and for people who work in the Acropolis that is unbearable. That's why archaeological sites like the Acropolis are going to be shut between noon to 5:30 p.m. to protect the workers as well as tourists as a day. And so regionally, where are we looking? I know that the Greece has really been struggling, but this has really been millions of people around the world have been struggling with the heat in the past few weeks. That's right, it's been affecting the Northern Hemisphere. The United States has really struggled. Temperatures have been extremely high in the south, in particular in Arizona and Phoenix. They've been dealing with temperatures of around 43 degrees Celsius for 3 weeks, and they are warning, meteorologists are warning, that temperatures could reach 46 degrees Celsius in Phoenix, Arizona. That led to a particularly dangerous scene where tanks exploded in a propane business that was near the airport. A fire captain there said that those tanks essentially became missiles. And of course southern Europe as a whole has been affected by the temperatures as well. Okay, Asoda, thank you for speaking to us. Staying with the climate, the number of people known to have died in recent flooding in South Korea has risen to 47. Last weekend 13 people died in an underpass after they became trapped in vehicles as flood waters poured into the tunnel. The heavy rain has also triggered landslides in some areas, with thousands of people displaced in many homes destroyed. Preparations are underway for more monsoon rains expected this weekend. Well, earlier we spoke to Uniku. She's a reporter with the BBC Korean service in Seoul, and she told us more about the preparations that are being made. Actually, the rescue team is still in search of missing people who possibly have been swept away by floods or landslide from last week's torrential rain. The emergency service confirmed 47 people dead and 3 people still missing, and around 2,000 evacuees are yet to return home. And now we are seeing another big monsoon period, and starting this weekend. And look, local governments and relevant ministries have been inspecting sites that are prone to floods, such as riverside walkway slopes and underpass. Also, they are making sure weather drainage facilities are operating properly. We can say that it is kind of unprecedented, but we cannot be sure because monsoon period is not officially ended, but it is not raining in Seoul right now. But our people in the southwestern regions are already starting to see some droplets since Saturday morning, and according to the State Weather Agency, another heavy rain is expected over the weekend all across the country, which could be up to 150 millimeters depending on the location. And according to the agency report, this shows that this year's monsoon period started from June 25, and the average precipitation recorded 591.1 millimeter as of last Thursday. This is the highest number ever recorded within the same time period, which is more than twice the average.